Hello, and welcome back to Simple English Stories. I'm Michael, and I'm really glad you joined me today. In this episode, we'll talk about something that many English learners find difficult: how to talk to anyone in English. Have you ever felt nervous when trying to start a conversation, even though you know many English words and understand what other people are saying? You're not alone. This happens to many learners around the world. Today, I want to help you feel more comfortable and confident when speaking English. Whether you are talking to a stranger, a new friend, a classmate, or someone at a coffee shop, you can do it. We'll talk about simple ideas you can use, like greetings, asking easy questions, and using a friendly tone. Most of all, we'll talk about the importance of practicing. Let's walk through this step by step. English is about connection, not perfection. The first thing to understand is that speaking English well is not about being perfect. It's about making a connection with another person. Most native English speakers do not expect perfect grammar or perfect pronunciation. What really matters is this: can they understand you? And can you understand them? That's the goal. So take the pressure off. You don't need perfect English to have a good conversation. What you need is clear and confident English. Of course, grammar is useful and we'll keep learning it. But in everyday conversations, the main goal is to keep the conversation flowing and connect with the person you are speaking to. Start with a simple greeting. Let's begin with greetings, the easiest way to start any conversation. When you meet someone new, you can say, "Hi, how are you?" "Hello, nice to meet you." These phrases are short, polite, and used everywhere. If you're in a casual setting, like meeting a friend or someone your age, you can say, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" When someone answers you, don't feel nervous. For example, if the other person says, "I'm good. How about you?" you can simply reply, "I'm doing well, thanks." This small exchange may look very simple, but it creates comfort and shows that you're open to conversation. Let's practice together. Now, let's practice this together. Imagine you're meeting someone at a social event. You walk up to them and say, "Hi, I'm Sarah. How are you doing today?" The other person says, "Hey Sarah, I'm doing great, thanks. How about you?" You answer, "I'm doing well too. It's nice to meet you." Easy, right? This kind of short conversation works almost anywhere. At a party, during a meeting, or even in line at the grocery store. It's a great way to start a chat and show that you're friendly. Try saying these lines out loud, using your own name. Say it slowly at first, then try again more naturally. This will help you feel more confident in real situations. Don't worry about mistakes. Remember, it's okay if you forget a word or say something wrong. What's important is that you keep going. People will understand that you're learning and they will often be patient and kind. Just keep speaking. Sometimes you may think, "What if I say something wrong?" That's okay too. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. What matters is that you are trying. So the next time you want to talk to someone in English, don't focus on saying everything perfectly. Focus on connecting and being friendly. Take a deep breath, smile, and say hello. That's the first step. Asking questions to keep the conversation going. Once you say hello and start the conversation, what's next? A great way to keep the conversation going is by asking questions, especially open-ended ones. These are questions that don't have a simple yes or no answer. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like coffee?" What kind of coffee do you like? Another example. Instead of, are you from here? Say, where are you from originally? Why is this important? When you ask open questions, the other person has more to say. And when they speak more, you have more chances to listen and respond. This helps you feel more comfortable, and it makes the conversation longer and more natural. The practice conversation on the train. Let's imagine this situation. You're sitting next to someone on a train. You turn to them and say, "Hi, is this your first time taking this train?" They smile and answer, "No, I take this train every day." You reply, "Oh, really? Do you work nearby?" Now the conversation has started. Even if their answers are short, you can continue by showing interest. For example, you might say, "That's interesting. What kind of work do you do?" Think of a conversation like a game of catch, like tennis. One person says something, and the other responds and sends the ball back. It keeps going. What if you don't know what to say? One big fear many learners have is this: what if I don't know what to say next? Here's a great tip. You can repeat or paraphrase, say in a different way, what the other person just said. For example, if someone tells you, "I really love traveling," you can say, "Oh, you love traveling? Where have you gone recently?" This shows that you are listening and gives them a chance to say more. Repeating or paraphrasing is also helpful when your mind needs a moment to think. It gives you time and keeps the conversation alive. Let's try one more example. Imagine someone says, "I enjoy reading books." You answer, "You like reading? That's great. What kind of books do you enjoy?" Practice this out loud. It's simple and it works. The power of small talk. Now let's talk about small talk, short, polite conversations about simple topics like the weather, traffic, music, or weekend plans. You might think small talk isn't important, but actually, it's very useful. It's how we start a connection before moving into deeper conversation. You can say, "It's a beautiful day today, isn't it?" This line is moving slowly. "They always play good music in this cafe, don't they?" These comments break the silence and open the door to more conversation. Try thinking of one small sentence you could say in different places. At the supermarket, "These apples look really fresh today." At the coffee shop, "I like the smell of this place." On the bus, "This route is usually faster." You don't need deep topics. Small talk is just the beginning. It's like the key that opens the door. Practice makes it natural. At first, small talk might feel a little strange or uncomfortable. But that's okay. The more you try, the easier it becomes. Practice by talking to yourself in front of a mirror. Try saying small comments about what you see, like, "I like that jacket." "This music is nice." "What a busy day." Soon, your brain will get used to speaking in English, and small talk will start to feel natural. Giving compliments. Let's talk now about giving compliments. Compliments are simple, kind words that make people feel good, and they are a great way to start or continue a conversation. You don't need to say anything complicated. Even short compliments can make someone smile. For example, you can say, "I like your shoes." "That's a nice bag." "You have a great smile." These are simple phrases, but they show kindness and interest in the other person. And when people feel appreciated, they usually want to talk more. Try this. Compliment plus conversation. Let's do a short practice. Imagine you're in a bookstore. The person next to you is holding a book you love. You can say, "That's a great book. I read it last year and really enjoyed it." That's a compliment. But it also starts a conversation. You can follow with a question like, "Do you like fiction or nonfiction?" Just one sentence can lead to a 5-minute chat. Practice giving compliments out loud. You can practice this skill every day, even when you're alone. Look around and imagine people near you. Say things like, "I like your hairstyle. Cool backpack. Nice phone case." Try this in front of a mirror too. Smile and say something kind. This helps you get comfortable with giving compliments in English. Listening is a big part of speaking. Here's something very important to remember. Talking is not just about speaking, it's also about listening. To have a good conversation, you need to really pay attention to what the other person is saying. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Show that you care. For example, if someone says, "I had a long day at work," don't just say, "Oh." Instead, try something like, "That sounds tough. What happened?" "Really? What kind of work do you do?" This shows you're listening and helps the conversation go deeper. Practice listening skills. Let's do a short practice. Imagine someone tells you, "I just got back from a trip to Turkey." You respond, "Wow, that sounds amazing. What did you like most about the trip?" Now you've made space for them to tell a story. Then you can follow with more questions like, "Did you visit any famous places?" Or, "I've always wanted to go there." When you listen carefully, you find small details, like clues, that help you continue talking. Use transition phrases. Here's another helpful tool, transition phrases. These are little expressions that help you move from one topic to another without sounding strange. Some useful phrases are, "By the way," "Speaking of that," "Actually," "That reminds me." These are very common in natural conversations. You can use them when you want to change the topic or add something new. For example, "I love coffee. By the way, have you tried the new cafe downtown?" Or, "You said you're busy at work. Speaking of work, how's your new project going?" Practice using transitions. Let's try a short paragraph with transitions. You say, "I love weekends. It's the only time I can sleep in. By the way, do you have any plans for Saturday?" Later, you add, "That reminds me, I need to buy a birthday gift for my cousin." See how smooth that sounds? Using these connecting phrases makes your English sound natural and relaxed. Don't worry about mistakes. Many learners feel nervous about making mistakes when speaking English. But here's an important truth. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. Don't be afraid to say something wrong. Mistakes are part of learning. If you forget a word, just try to explain it. For example, if you can't remember the word umbrella, you can say, "That thing we use when it rains." Most people will understand. The important thing is to keep the conversation going. If you say something wrong, just smile and say, "Sorry, I meant to say," and then correct yourself. People will appreciate your effort. Practice talking without stopping. Here is an exercise to help you get comfortable with mistakes. Choose a simple topic, like ordering food in a restaurant. Then, try speaking aloud without stopping, even if you forget a word or make a grammar mistake. For example, you might say, "Can I have the thing with chicken?" "Oh yes, grilled chicken sandwich." The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to speak with fluency and courage. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to speak freely without fear. Prepare small conversation scripts. Another good idea is to prepare small conversation scripts in your mind. These are short phrases or questions you can use anytime. For example, if you meet someone new, you can remember, "Hi, I'm new here. What's your name?" Or, "Have you been here before?" You don't need long speeches, just small sentences for common situations. With practice, your brain will automatically use these phrases when you need them. Practice a simple conversation. Let's imagine this scene. You are going to a new class. You sit next to someone and say, "Hi, I'm Alex. Is this your first time taking this class too?" They say, "No, I've taken it before." You reply, "Great. Do you like the teacher?" This is a friendly, natural way to start a talk. Practice this with your own name and situation. Say it out loud several times to build confidence and fluency. Body language matters. When you talk to someone in English, your body language is very important. A friendly smile, relaxed shoulders, eye contact, and an open posture say a lot, even if your words are simple. Your body can show you are confident and interested. Sometimes body language speaks louder than words. What to avoid and what to do. If you look away, cross your arms, or keep checking your phone, the other person might feel you are not interested. But if you lean in a little, smile, and nod while the other person talks, they will feel encouraged to keep talking. Try practicing in front of a mirror. Say, "Hi, how are you?" with a smile, then try saying it without a smile. See the difference? Your energy matters. Friendly energy helps you connect. Even if your English vocabulary is small, your friendly energy can make people want to talk to you more. When you use good body language with basic English, your confidence will grow naturally. Sharing your opinions. Many conversations become interesting when people share their thoughts and feelings. Even if you're not sure about grammar, try to express your ideas with simple phrases like, "I think," "I feel," "in my opinion." For example, if someone says, "I love going to the beach," you can answer, "I think beaches are very relaxing." Or, "In my opinion, mountains are more peaceful." This shows you are involved in the conversation and ready to share. The more you practice expressing opinions, the easier it becomes to add your voice to any talk. Practice example. Imagine a friend says, "I don't like cold weather." You reply, "Really? I actually enjoy winter. I think snow is beautiful." Even if your English is simple, you are sharing your feelings politely, and that makes the conversation meaningful. Practice speaking aloud. Try this now. Think about your favorite food, place, or hobby. Then say aloud, "I think," and finish the sentence. Make 5 different sentences like this. Practice regularly to get better. Talking to strangers. Sometimes, we talk to people we don't know well, like strangers at the airport, in line at a coffee shop, or waiting for a bus. These moments may feel a little uncomfortable, but they are great chances to practice English. Keep your language simple and polite. You can say things like, "Do you know what time it is? Is this seat taken? This line is moving slowly, huh?" If the person answers and seems friendly, keep talking. If they are quiet, that's okay too. Not everyone is ready to chat. Practice real-life conversation. Imagine you're waiting for a train. Someone is next to you. You say, "Do you know if this train goes to Central Station?" They reply, "Yes, it does. It stops there in 10 minutes." You answer, "Thanks. I'm new here, so I wasn't sure." They say, "No problem." You continue, "It's a lot bigger than I expected." This short talk helps you practice real English and shows how small talk can grow. Tone and speed when speaking. When you speak English, try to use a friendly tone. Speak not too fast and not too slow. If you talk too fast, people might have trouble understanding you. If you talk too slowly, it can sound strange or unnatural. Find a rhythm that feels calm and steady. Also, try to match your tone to the situation. In friendly talks, sound warm and open. In serious talks, sound clear and respectful. How you say your words is as important as the words themselves. Practice your tone and speed. Record yourself talking about something simple, like your morning routine. Then listen to the recording. Ask yourself, am I speaking too fast or too slow? Do I sound friendly or nervous? Change your tone and speed if needed, and try again. Practice often. This will help you sound more natural over time. Shadowing for better speaking. Another good method is shadowing. Listen to English videos with native speakers. Try to speak at the same time, copying their rhythm, tone, and speed. This practice helps you sound more natural and improves your listening skills. Be curious. Ask questions. Being curious is a great way to talk to anyone in English. People like to talk about themselves. If you don't know what to say, ask questions about the other person. Try questions like, "What do you do? What brings you here today? Have you always lived in this city?" These questions are polite and easy to answer. Showing curiosity means you care and want to connect. So, everyone, this was another episode of Simple English Stories. Today, I shared a ton of useful tips to help you converse with anyone in English. Remember, speaking English is not about being perfect. It's about making connections. It's okay to make mistakes. The most important thing is to keep the conversation going. We practiced greetings, asking open questions, giving compliments, and using small talk. I also talked about how body language, tone, and speaking speed can show confidence and friendliness. Listening carefully and showing curiosity help conversations grow naturally. I encouraged you to prepare simple phrases, practice every day, and try to think in English. Pauses and silence are normal. They give you time to think. Sharing stories and your opinions makes conversations more interesting. Speaking English can feel hard at first, but with practice and patience, it becomes easier and more natural. Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on being clear, kind, and confident. Every conversation is an opportunity to learn and improve. Keep practicing greetings, questions, and small talk. Use your body language and tone to show interest. And most importantly, be curious about others and enjoy making connections. Thank you for joining me today on Simple English Stories. Remember, your English voice matters, and every step you take is progress. Keep speaking, keep practicing, and never be afraid to try. The more you speak, the more confident you become. So go out there, talk to people, make mistakes, and enjoy your English journey. Subscribe, share, and save this video to watch as many times as you like. Keep growing your English skills step by step. I'll see you next time.